Hi. Um, y'all know me. I want to tell you a story about the time I almost died. Um, for I'm a truck driver. Everybody knows that. But I have had a brush with death with truck driving on more than one occasion. But we're gonna talk about this one. So I'm 6 months out. I'm still green as hell. Learning the ropes and driving and everything else, and I'm in California. And I have this load. I don't remember where it's going exactly. I just remember it's going east, and I'm in LA. All right, so I take the load. I'm starting up the I-15. Now, for those that don't know, I-15 is what runs into Las Vegas from California. Well, prior to that, there's a giant mountain range there. I don't know the name of it. I still know it to this day. Don't know the name of the mountain range. But it's right there at the about 10 miles from the border of Nevada on California's side. So I'm climbing the. It's nighttime, and I'm climbing the mountain. And the way this works is that you climb, and then it kind of plateaus out, and then you climb, and then it plateaus out again, and then you climb, and it plateaus out. And I kind of got into this routine. It's like, okay, we get up here, and I'd automatically upshift for the plateau to keep the momentum going. And then you get up to the next hill, you drop the gear, and you did the climb. When you got to the next one, you hit you'd upshift again. um, I still do that to this day, but I'm a lot more wary about what's going on these days. And I've also driven a lot of these roads that I kind of know where you can and can't do that anymore. But like I said earlier, this is 6 months out, green as hell. Don't really know anything. Um, so I got into the habit of driving up plateau, and I finally got to the top. But I didn't realize I was at the top because I'd gotten so used to that habit I just mentioned. Drive plateau, and I missed the sign. Well, the sign is truck grade, and it says 8%. Now, if you don't know what that means exactly, it's a percentage of how steep the grade is going downhill. 15 basically being almost straight down. 8 is a little bit more lenient, but it's still pretty steep. And when you have 80,000 pounds on you, you can kind of see where the problems will come into play. Well, I got to the top of the hill, and I upshifted. And now I'm going down the hill. Don't realize it just yet. I've upshifted, and I'm all the way up to 8 high, going at 65 miles per hour. So I come around the bend because this road is curvy. The first 7 miles of the downgrade is curvy, and the last 3 miles is straight. I know that. So I come, and I know one other thing. Notice I've never been on this road before. So I go up. I'm going around the bend, and I'm still at 65 miles per hour. And then it starts to down, and I realized right then I'd screwed up. So I immediately try to do the worst thing that you can do as a driver: downshift while going downhill. And so when I pulled it out of gear, I ended up in what a lot of drivers like to call the mysterious 14th gear. No gear. And the problem with that is once you're in no gear, it's really, really fucking hard to get it back into gear going downhill. You have to know what you're doing pretty well to get it in gear. Um, and I was going downhill and no gear now. On an 8% grade, that's curvy as hell. Now, the only way I was able to do this was there's about 3 lanes and there was no traffic, so I got lucky on that part. But for 7 miles, it's curvy, and those 3 lanes were empty. And the only way I could do it was basically by using up all those lanes going around the curves. And I know my speedometer read way over what it reads. The highest it goes up to is 85, and it was like way below that. So I know I was going around triple digits at the time. And I know a lot of what some people are going to ask, why don't you just hit your brakes? Well, that's something you don't want to do in trucking, because if you burn your brakes out, you have the thing is with air brakes, you burn your brakes out, they're gone. It doesn't matter anymore. And if you're going that fast, you need the stab brake. 6 months green. Didn't know that well. Probably could have used a little bit more teaching on that end, but it did not happen. So now I'm going downhill, curvy as hell, no gear, at least in the triple digit range, or close to it if it ain't. 80,000 pounds, and the only thing, the only way I could to survive it was basically to eat up the entire road. Those 7 miles were probably the longest 7 miles I've ever driven in my life. Because at any point in time I could fly off. I could have rolled over. I could have did a lot of things that got killed. After the 7 miles was up, like I said, the last 3 miles is straight downhill. And I was able to finally get it slowed down enough because I finally did apply brakes. Once I saw it was straight downhill, I applied brakes, let off, applied brakes, let off, and finally got into a gear, and was able to keep it in a better range because the J's were finally kicking in. By all accounts, I should be 6 feet under. I'm not, which is a good thing. Because I like life, and I have a daughter, and I want to see her. I want to see her again, And but by all accounts, I should be 6 feet under the ground. It was by either God, by luck, whatever you believe in. Me personally, I think it's God, but that I'm still around walking and everything else. So I guess the moral of the story is that learn to read your signs, and don't downshift going downhill if you don't know what you're doing, because your RPM skyrocket and you cannot get in gear again. I guarantee that. So anyway, that's all I was going to say. I just want to tell a quick story. I got some other trucking stories I could tell here and there. Some are real hilarious, some aren't. But this is just one that some people have heard, and I just want to get it out there. So anyway, y'all take it easy.